Hello, my name is Amy Sturkey. I am a pediatric physical therapist. I'm with Jessica Kent Morrow, and Jessica is someone that I worked with. How long ago was it?
Oh gosh, I think I quit with you about 15 or 16 when teenage years hit. So what?
25 years then?
Yeah, 16 minus 40, or 16 minus
20.
however many.
Yeah. Something like that. Around 25.
You do the math.
Around 25 years ago. Holy smokes. And we were talking in the last one about your power wheelchair. You got it in 3rd grade. And were you immediately able, I meant to say, Jessica says that sometimes people have trouble understanding her. I will make sure that the closed captioning is accurate, so if you're having any difficulty understanding her, feel free to turn on the closed captioning. Did you have trouble at first figuring out how to learn to drive the power wheelchair, or was it tricky?
Only thing that mom and dad had their hesitation about the chair, making me lazy.
Making you lazy, because before that people walked you around from place to place?
I had my push chair.
You had your push chair. So how was it more lazy to be in a push chair versus a power wheelchair?
I wouldn't get the arm strength that
you had a push chair like this push chair, not somebody pushing you.
Yeah.
Right. So I could see that. And did you have to come up with, what made them decide then to move from
I just had to prove to them that it would make me more independent than me being in a push collapsible chair, because with the collapsible chair, I would be one place and then people would walk off and be left stranded. So, I didn't have as much muscle tone now as or back then than I do now. So that was one of the reasons why they were hesitant.
So, so your parents weren't pushing for it. Were you pushing for it? Or is the school therapist pushing?
I was pushing for
you were
the
pushing for it.
power chair because it would make me more independent around.
Right, and was there somebody else at school that
No.
had one? No, you just had researched it or had seen somebody with one and said, that's cool, I want one of those.
About 10-year-old, how you get rebel, that kind of thing.
So you had to convince them.
Yeah.
And then, but you, sometimes when, especially the people I have seen with athetoid cerebral palsy, their control in their arms can be tricky, so they can tear up.
I can do.
Yeah, I know that you can now.
But when I got fitted for it, they gave me grab my hand and make sure that that's how they test you for it.
All right, and were you allowed to drive in your own home then, or you were? And you didn't tear it up? Wow. You must have really wanted to impress your parents. Like, I am going to be so careful, you're not taking this away.
There was an occasional, hitting the wall, but, what do you do when you're 10?
And now I bet you can't imagine living life without it.
No.
Because you use it all throughout your day, every day, don't you? Yeah. I think the research now is that if someone is not independently mobile by the time they're 2 for sure, and if not sooner, to consider looking at powered mobility options. Maybe not a power wheelchair, but a Go Baby Go car or something that they could.
I say get them into physical therapy as soon as you get the diagnosis, because it will give them the muscle tone that they need to be able to advance in life.
Right. I do think that, well, the research...
Because the only way I could sit up by myself is W-sit, which you hated.
Well, the W-sit tears up your knees.
So.
I'm interviewing somebody else right now who their legs go down and they go out, and probably because of the W-sitting. And when you W-sit, you have a really wide base of support, so you don't have to use...
I didn't. My legs were closer together to my torso, but mean,
Yep.
and the people are different, so.
right? But it tends to mean you're getting a wider base of support, and then
But
you don't
that
have to
was-
work your trunk as
But
much,
that was the only way I could sit up.
right? So boom,
So, and once I started with judo and
Just-
other ways to.
sit. Makes sense to me. And tell me, so you use a power wheelchair for your main method of mobility now.
Yeah, I use power chair for main mobility.
And on these videos, we often talk about the gross motor function classification system. So a level 1 person is someone who walks independently, goes up and down stairs without holding on, runs and jumps. Not that one. Number 2, wow, I've got 4 fingers. A 2 person is someone who needs to hold on to the railing to go up and down stairs, but can walk independently. A number 3 person who's someone who can walk with a walker as their main method of mobility. You can walk with a walker, but
you can walk with the walker, but
you use the power wheelchair most of the time.
for
So,
long distances.
and that's more of a level 4. So you're somewhere between a 3 and a 4. You
Yeah.
think? Yep.
Because I have the mobility, but when I go long distances, it's easier, faster, whatever, to take the chair because I get tired very easily.
Do you still?
I mean, you know, that probably won't change because of cardio.
Right.
So.
So tell me about your life now. Now you've got this fluctuating tone. Does it do that when you're asleep too, or?
No, when I'm asleep, I'm perfectly like still. That's the only time I'm asleep.
And
that's the only time I'm still when I'm asleep.
So from the moment you wake up, it starts moving. And is there anything that you can do, like if you take a deep breath, does that make it not as
Not
wibbly
really,
for
you
you?
just have to live through it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you just like, I've been doing this for 4 years, so I mean, it's just something I've learned to deal with, and when I'm eating or whatever, feeding myself or whatever I'm doing, sometimes my arm will just throw something across the room.
And if you're
I mean,
trying,
I can't.
you can't help.
Nothing
that
that
you
I
can do.
control.
Right. And is your movement worse when you try to do something as opposed to when you're relaxed,
I
or?
just have to concentrate more if I want to make it to where, if I have something that's really small and I'm trying to feed it through something, a hole or something, it's just something that you got to work at or towards or, take a break and then come back to it later. You'll mainly get it when you go and take a break.
Right. And
So,
in terms of your daily routines, so you get up out of the bed, you move around in the bed by yourself, you get
Yeah.
out of the bed by yourself, you get into your wheelchair
like,
yourself.
I'm here during the day when my husband's at work.
Okay. And so
So-
you can get dressed by yourself, you can make your meals by yourself, all that independent. Wow, that's awesome.
Because
And-
I only use the microwave, but
Right.
I mean,
and-
I can do it.
You can transfer in and out of the bathtub by yourself?
I don't have a bathtub, I have a shower.
So do you have a shower chair? Or you have a shower chair, so that's how you manage that. That makes sense. And computer access, how do you do that?
I mainly use my phone, but I have a laptop, which I, years ago when they didn't have laptops, there was adaptive equipment that we could get or use or whatever. I would have a key guard, which
Key guards.
or the keyboard.
Uh-huh. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And they had to adapt to that when I took keyboarding in high school. They just had to give me a free on what, I wasn't all that fast, but they just had to give me a grade on what I could do and all that.
Right. And eating, do you have to use special spoons or
No,
special plates
No,
or?
I just hold it, however.
Do you use anything to stabilize the plate to keep it from moving on you, or?
No, I just use a pillow so it doesn't roll off the side of my lap.
A pillow so it doesn't roll off the side. Is that what you said? A pillow. Huh. That's amazing. And you live in your own house now. Did you, before you were married, were you able to live in your own house?
When I was 28,
Uh-huh.
I convinced Mom to let me move into an apartment with a friend. I had to show her that I could move into an apartment, make sure that she knew that I could cook my own food, make my own sandwiches, and all that. And get my own transportation to work, that by then, when I was 28, I was working at Walmart.
Okay.
And I had to use public transportation, so I had to be on a bus line.
Okay.
So, but other than that, I mean, Mom comes to get me whenever I need to go to work, or my husband takes me to work, or
Okay.
whatever.
All right. Well, I believe that we're at the
Yeah, I
end of
think we
another
are.
10-minute segment.
Wrap
So,
up.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
I hope this is helpful for you and interesting, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.